my friends. Hello. Welcome to Thursdays at 3. I am Annika Spalding. I am the Community Relations Director here at the Amarillo Little Theater. And welcome to Thursdays at 3. Do you ever have those days where, or moments, I guess, not full days, but do you ever have those moments where you're like, I don't think I've breathed for like 5 minutes? Sometimes I just feel like I need to. Thank you for indulging me in that. I just feel like things are going at breakneck speed right now. I know our cast of Rent feels that way. I definitely feel that way, but I'm so glad that you're here with me. I'm glad we took that breath together because there is so much happening. Do I say that every week? Of course I do. I do. I say it. I'm guilty. I say it every single week, but there is so much happening at ALT. So let's go ahead and get started. Of course, last weekend was opening weekend of Rent. It was a huge success. This show sold out in 2 days. 2 days. Tickets went on sale to the public on a Monday. By Tuesday, they were gone. And my husband and I saw the show on opening night, and I know why. I know exactly why. I hope if you don't have tickets, you're on some kind of wait list, or you're willing to come to stand by, or you get tickets for this Saturday, the 24th, for our 90s party fundraiser. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but the 90s party will be this Saturday from 6:30 to 8. And then you can walk right into the theater and get ready to be fully entertained by this incredible, hear me, incredible cast of such talented performers. And a lot of them are brand new to ALT, which we love to say around here. If you can, get your tickets for the 90s party fundraiser or show up to get in on standby, because this show is epic. The talent in this cast. I have to also highlight Jennifer Akins, our music director, Christine Burnett, the choreographer. The music, the choreography, there are 42 songs in this show, 42 songs. And what Jennifer has done and what this band has done with this music and with these incredible singers, it is so tight. There is so much talent. The choreography, there is so much choreography, and it's so well done, and it works so perfectly with Jason's blocking and his vision for the show. We're going to talk all about that when I bring Jason and Colton Harada and Kiara Tennille on here later to talk about the show. That's going to be here in about 15 minutes. So stay tuned for that. But let's keep going to talk about things happening at ALT. If you come and see the show, or even if you don't, pop by the Adventure Space and come and see the National AIDS Memorial quilt that is hanging up on the wall in the Academy Classroom C. It is so beautiful to stand in front of this piece of history. Please stop by and see it if you haven't already. Here's a little sneak peek for you. Look at this gorgeous, gorgeous piece of art. Isn't it just stunning? And I have a video of it for you too that I would love to share with you. Isn't it just, I was telling Chip Chandler, our dramaturg, I feel like standing in front of it, I have to be quiet. Like you just feel the reverence when you're standing in front of it. So if you get a chance to come by and see it in person, please do, and read up on some of the history that we that we have posted next to it. It's really just a stunning, stunning piece, and it means so much with this particular show. So please stop by and see it if you haven't, or if you come and see the show before the show, after show, during intermission, stop by and take a look at it, because it is just so beautiful. And it's so cool that we have it, and we won't have it for much longer. So it's not going to be up there forever. So stop by and see it if you can. Okay. We do not need ushering and concessions help for Rent this weekend, because you guys are so amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you to our incredible volunteers. All of our volunteer slots for ushering and concessions for Rent are taken, which we love to say this far ahead of the game. So thank you to everyone who volunteered to help us with ushering and concessions this weekend. But your chances to volunteer are still available, even though ushering and concessions is not. Here's a graphic that our marketing director, Raquel Moraski, created for what we have available. There's going to be an A-team build work call for The Little Mermaid this Saturday at the ALT main stage at 9:30 a.m. Bring your own drill, BYOD. And on Sunday at about 5:30 is going to be Strike at the Adventure Space for Rent. We're going to take down Rent. Here's a little more information about the Little Mermaid build call. Again, this Saturday, February 24th, 9:30 a.m. at the ALT Main Stage Shop. And if you can come, please go ahead and call our box office or email our volunteer coordinator, Lissa at amarillo-littletheater.org to make sure that we know that you're coming so that we can get a head count for lunch. That would be great if you would do that. And also for Rent Strike, that strike is going to start about 5:30 p.m. And that one is going to be at the Adventure Space, obviously, where Rent is taking place. So we would love your help if you are free to help. Of course, we will feed you. We always do. But we would really, really appreciate your help if you can. Let's talk about The Little Mermaid. The Little Mermaid started blocking rehearsals this week. Tickets for The Little Mermaid that our Academy is producing will go on sale to members on Monday, March 4th at 10 a.m. and will go on sale to the public on Monday, March 11th at 10 a.m. Now, listen to me. Listen to me. Academy shows sell out so quickly, okay? Because who doesn't want to see these amazing kids doing amazing things? So Monday, March 4th, if you are a member, call or go online and get your tickets so fast because they will go quickly. And the public tickets will go on sale Monday, March 11th. Set your alarms because those tickets do go very, very quickly. Let's talk a little bit about our 90s party fundraiser. I'm so excited about this. Okay, I just love that little 90s song. Our ALT 90s rent party is happening this Saturday at 6:30 p.m. It's going to be from 6:30 really until about 7:45 at the ALT Adventure Space. It's going to be so great. If you love the 90s, you're going to love this. We're going to have a 90s nosh table. We're going to have a silent disco. We're going to have a nostalgic game and toy room. We're going to have 90s themed cocktails. It is going to be such a great time. And the RSVP date has changed for this. So instead of what it was before, it is now going to be by tomorrow at noon. Get your tickets. This is the only show left with tickets available for you to purchase. You do need to also purchase tickets to the 90s party, but I'm telling you, it's going to be really worth it. It's going to be a great, great party. So please come join us, support the theater, give us a little extra money so that we can fund the incredible things that we do around here. And we would appreciate it so, so much. Again, you can get your tickets for that by calling our box office at 806-355-9991, or you can get your tickets online on our website at amarillo-littletheater.org. Okay, something exciting happened yesterday morning. The Amarillo Hispanic Chamber of Commerce came to do a ribbon cutting here outside the theater because we are now officially a member of the Amarillo Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, which is so, so exciting to be a part of this exciting community organization. So there's our managing artistic director, Jason Crespin, doing that fabulous ribbon cutting. And those scissors were real. They were real and they were sharp and they were not pretend. So that was very, very exciting to have happen. And also, check it out. We had Sense and Sensibility auditions this week, and I'm here to tell you, we were blown away by the first night turnout. 43 people showed up to just the first night of auditions for Sense and Sensibility. 43 people. We were like, what is happening? It was so exciting. We hope all of our auditions have at least that many people. So fantastic that more and more people are coming out to auditions. We love it. We love to see it. We love to have plenty of options for our directors to have. And thank goodness we did, because the cast list went up today. And check this out. Congratulations to the amazing cast of ALT Sense and Sensibility. There is that cast list right there. Look at all those fabulous names. Those rehearsals are going to start really, really quickly. And we are so excited about this show being directed by our very own Carrie Huckabee. It's going to be a phenomenal show happening in April. So make sure to be on the lookout for that. And guess what's coming up? Auditions for Monty Python's Spam-A-Lot. Yeah, we're closing up Rent, and then we're going right into auditions for Spam-A-Lot. Those auditions, Jason's crying backstage. Not really. He's very excited, but he's also very tired. He's very, very tired. Those auditions are, the dates have changed on that. They were initially March 4th, 5th, and 6th. Now they are going to be Tuesday, March 5th at 7 o'clock. Or Wednesday, March 6th at 7:30 p.m. Those are both going to take place at the ALT Adventure Space. Those production dates are May 2nd through the 19th. with Jason Crespin directing, Jennifer Akins music directing, and Sean Walsh choreographing. So very, very exciting. You can see the little breakdown there of the show and what it's all about. So if you're planning on auditioning for this fabulous and hilarious show, start getting those auditions ready right now because they are right around the corner. Do not wait. I also want to let you know that we have a playwriting class. I talked about this last week, but we need one more student. This is for our adult playwriting class. We just need one more student for the class to make for the semester. Terry Wilson, our very own Terry Wilson, would be our instructor for this class, and it's going to begin on February 24th. That's this coming Saturday, and it's going to meet every single Saturday from 1 to 2:30 p.m. This is for 18-year-olds and up, but students 16 or 17 might be allowed in, depending on how Terry feels about you. Don't make her mad. She won't let you. I'm just kidding. But 16 or 17-year-olds might be allowed into the class. That's going to be handled on a case-by-case basis, and that'll be up to Terry. It's $141 for the semester, and it's a 12-week course. So that's such a great deal for this course. It's really for anyone who wants to write for the stage or is interested in just seeing how a play comes together. It's going to consist of like lectures, readings, writing prompts and exercises, and writing and critiquing sessions. So really, really great if you want to hone those writing skills. And it's open to adults from any writing background, even if your writing background is this. You can still enjoy the class. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and call our box office I'll just put all that information up here in case you don't know already, 355-9991, or you can sign up right there on our website anytime you want at AmarilloLittleTheater.org. But do it sooner than later so that class can make for the semester, because we really want that class to make. Okay. I feel like a proud mom right now because I'm about to talk to you about our showstoppers who last week went to New York City to perform, no big deal, at Lincoln Center. At Lincoln Center with a ton of Broadway stars, directed by a Broadway star, and they were absolutely incredible. I'm just going to show you some photos and some videos of their trip, and there are a lot of them because why not? They deserve it. Here's a picture of them in the airport at LaGuardia. Look at them around the I Love New York sign. Now pay attention to this picture because there's a similar picture coming with a very special person in it who was, kind of stalking them. And we'll talk about that here in a little bit. He cannot leave them alone. And so he just can't be without them for very long. So there's a picture of them in the airport. Look at this amazing group of people. There's Mr. Harrison and Mr. Brandon right there in front. Here they are at one of their rehearsals. So exciting. Look how happy they are. You guys are so amazing. And then some parents got together and got a billboard for these kids in Times Square. Here is a video of them realizing that it was right there behind them in Times Square. Can you imagine? I would have melted into the floor if that were me at that age. Oh my God. If that were me now, I would melt into the floor. Look how excited they are. Here's a close-up of that billboard. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. Here's a little montage of pictures of them realizing that that was there. So, so cool. There's them in front of a sign for Children of Eden, which is the concert production that they were a part of. Here's some of our kids in their rehearsal clothes. Well, not rehearsal clothes. These were their costumes for the show, but so, so exciting. I think I have a video here. Their stalker is actually someone we know and love. Our very own Jason Crespin. There he is in front of the LaGuardia I Love New York sign, following our kids everywhere they go. He just cannot live without. Jason was actually responsible for getting these kids this incredible opportunity, sent in their audition video, worked out all the kinks, and we're just so, so excited that Jason was able to get that done. So proud of our kids. And I actually have some videos of his amazing surprise for them. So let's watch those.
Okay, the kids are eating at this taco restaurant. I'm about to surprise them. So, so excited. If I can find the place.
Okay, let's watch another one.
Room for one more?
Saya!
It's so cold outside.
I knew you weren't missing it. I knew you weren't. My ears are cold. I was until 5:45. Y'all order, if y'all need to order, sorry.
Jason! Oh my gosh. And then here's him after he gave them the surprise.
I listened to the recording. Yay. All the people, all the kiddos.
Oh my gosh. I mean, can you imagine? So exciting to see Jason's face. I'm so, so happy for them. Let's look at a few more photos. Here's Jason with his program at Lincoln Center right before the show started. Here's a picture of the actual show. Oh my gosh, there's Norm Lewis's father right there in the middle. Incredible. Look at this choir, just amazing. Here's Jason and Mr. Harrison with Tony Yazbek, of course, Tony Award winner, Tony Yazbek. He won the 2015 Tony Award and Outer Critics Circle Award for his work as leading actor in a musical for On the Town. Amazing. And according to them, he was just as nice and lovely as could be and took so much time out of his evening to take pictures with people. So lovely when they're actually really nice and accommodating. There's Mr. Harrison and Jason together. Look how nice they look. So amazing. The kids outside of Lincoln Center. So, so exciting. And then of course I have a little highlight video that Raquel Moraski put together. Let's watch that. Oh my gosh. So, so, so cool. Just amazing that they were a part of that. Let's go to a comment. We have Meredith Vasquez saying, I love it so much. I love it too, Meredith. So exciting for these kids. Just absolutely incredible. And while we're talking about incredible people, let's go ahead and do our volunteer of the week. Just love that. Our volunteer of the week this week is none other than Cindy Walton. Cindy came and helped paint at the last paint call for Rent and volunteered twice over the weekend to help with ushering and concessions. Cindy, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. If you're watching this, thank you for your volunteerism. Thank you for your help stepping in and helping us. We are so grateful to you. And if you know Cindy, please let her know that she is our volunteer of the week. We are so, so grateful. We have another comment from Malia Baker saying, how exciting. So proud of these kids. I know. I'm so, so proud. So proud of our academy. So proud of Jason and Harrison and Brandon and everyone who made that trip possible for our kids. ALT is just, it really is the place to be. I'm so proud of this place. While we're talking about, the whole Broadway thing and our kids going to Lincoln Center and all that, let's just have a little breaking Broadway news moment. Okay, we have a lot to get to, so let's just go ahead and get right to it. This feels really timely right now. Adam Pascal and Anthony Rapp, of course, original stars of Rent, will return to 54 Below for an encore of their hit duo show. The longtime friends will sing from their careers, music that has influenced their lives, and of course, a few favorites from where it all began, meeting at Rent. And I do not get to say this very often, but in discussing our Breaking Broadway news, this time we're going to talk about our Academy kids because, yeah, Broadway World shared all kinds of photos from the Children of Eden concert that our kids were a part of. Here's some of them. There's, of course, Norm Lewis. So exciting. Oh my gosh, look at these photos. Our kids were right there on that stage with these incredible performers. It's just so cool to be sharing Broadway news that involves our very own Academy students. I'm so proud of you guys. I'm so proud. Look at that stunning photo. Our kids are in that choir. How cool. How cool. Okay, more breaking Broadway news. Christian Borle, Krista Rodriguez, and Ephraim Sykes to star in Bye Bye Birdie at the Kennedy Center. So exciting. A Beautiful Noise announced their Broadway closing date. The show will close following 35 preview and 675 regular performances. This is, of course, the Neil Diamond musical. A national tour will launch this fall, in fall of 2024. Also, there are a historic number of musicals opening on Broadway between February and April. You'll love to see it. So let's talk about those for just a second before I interview our amazing cast of Rent. The Who's Tommy. The Who's Tommy is, oh my gosh, so exciting. This is a revival of The Who's Tommy coming out of Chicago, where it had a sold-out run at the Goodman Theater that broke records in terms of ticket sales there. This is a reimagined production that will begin performances on March 8th. So exciting. Water for Elephants. Water for Elephants is well, it was based on a book that inspired a film. You might be noticing a theme of that in some of the shows that I'm talking about here. This show features a soaring score by Pigpen Theater Company and will begin performances this Saturday, the 24th. So that's really exciting. Here is another one, Suffs, a new musical about the women's suffragette movement, which previously played off-Broadway at the Public Theater, will begin performances on March 26th. So exciting. I've got another production right here, Hell's Kitchen. Is beginning performances on March 28th. This is a new jukebox musical featuring the music of Alicia Keys that is loosely based on her early life. So that's very exciting. 3 musicals will begin performances on March 29th, including The Wiz, which is a revival of the Wiz with a star-studded cast, including Wayne Brady and Deborah Cox, that has been touring the U.S. for the last several months. Another show that I am so pumped. I'm so pumped about this show. The Great Gatsby is a new musical starring Jeremy Jordan and Eva Noblezada. This music is out of control. It is so good. Here's another one, another jukebox musical, The Heart of Rock and Roll, featuring the songs of Huey Lewis and the News, if you're a fan of Huey Lewis and the News. And finally, Cabaret, the last musical. We have the star-studded and immersive revival of Cabaret at the Kit Kat Club, which comes from the West End and begins performances on April 1st. I think I missed one in here. Maybe I took it out. The Notebook. The Notebook is going to be premiering with music from Ingrid Michaelson. That is going to be a fantastic show too. So very, very exciting. But for now, wait, I have a comment. Luann Lane says, wonderful, awesome, so exciting, so exciting. Thank you for your comment, Luann. But now I want to talk to my guest for today. Please welcome Artistic Director for Rent, Jason Crespin. And let's talk to cast members Colton Harada and Kiara Tennille. Hello, my friends.
Hello.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi. Fancy seeing you here. How's everybody doing?
Oh, hi. Isn't it funny when you hear something out of context, but it immediately takes you to the show? So I immediately thought of right before you come out, Kiara, and Today for You, where Collins talks to Roger and it's like, oh hi after 7 years, or whatever that next line is. That's where I went. I went with that all day long.
Your brain is right there. You're
Yep.
too ensconced in it to give it up. Yeah, totally get it. Oh, Callie, your castmate Callie is watching. Hi, Callie.
Yeah.
Love you. I can't do the. How did the Gen Z people do it?
I don't know.
I can't do that. I have to do that.
It doesn't matter.
Thank you, Kiara. You know, it really doesn't matter. I'm not going to get caught up in it. Instead, let's get caught up in some promo photos of your amazing show. Look at this gorgeous, gorgeous cast. Are you kidding? Like,
they are amazing.
Models, stunning, absolutely beautiful. Love it. Gorgeous. And I stole this from Kiara's Instagram.
Aww.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh my gosh, the comments are rolling in. What is that?
Oh, the line in the thing. It's 7 months, not 7 years. I was thinking years. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, hi after 7 months.
Oh, you're getting corrected.
Oh,
Yeah.
hi, after 74 years.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. What?
Oh my gosh. How is everybody doing?
Wonderful.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Gearing up for another exciting weekend of shows.
Yes. Oh, wait, we're doing another weekend?
You are.
I'm just kidding.
You have some memorizing to do. No, I'm just kidding. Do you guys feel like the last few days were enough to get you rested for the weekend?
I don't know about enough, but necessary.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Satisfactory, and it'll do for now. Yeah.
Well, and Kiara and Colton, along with the cast, I mean, they go nonstop. I mean, yes, some of them have some downtime and stuff like that, but I mean, it's high energy. You've already said 42 songs. The poor band doesn't really have a break. Andrew Hawkins running all of our sound is just going at it full. And so I sadly was not there Sunday. Of course, I went and surprised the kids. So I'm excited for tonight just to see the show again and to be in this space and to be back to rent. But I'm sure, I mean, hopefully everyone got some great rest. But it's not like they just got to hang out at home. Everyone still had to go to work the past 3 days and do all the regular, I'm sure people put stuff, on the back burner that they had to like get done this past couple of days. So I'm excited. It's going to be a long weekend though. I mean, 5 shows in 4 days. We have an 11 o'clock show on Friday, a special event, the 90s party, which I have my slap bracelet for.
Oh.
That's right.
Oh my gosh.
That's
Love
right.
it.
That's how you get into that rent party, is that slap bracelet, that 90s party.
Well, and I bet you're excited to see everything we've changed.
Yeah,
They got together on Sunday night and changed it all.
I'm excited it's set in the West, like Wild Wild West. It's going to be so fun.
And
Mark's British for some
Angel
reason.
stays alive. It's pretty cool. There's a big closing number now.
Perfect.
That's what I love about community theater, is that there's this added element of like, these are not professionals getting paid to do only this. There are these, we've talked about it before, these secret identities where, you're doing something by day and then you're doing performing by night. And so you're doing all of this work, kind of killing yourselves to get a show like this, especially put up. And then you have life things to do, full-time jobs and part-time jobs and school and all these kinds of things going on. So there's sort of this added element of, how are they doing this? Because this is not a paid gig.
It's not?
Well, yeah, but your check gets, we'll give you that under the table. We're not, don't tell anyone.
Wait a minute.
Colton's like, excuse me. We have some comments. Barb says, Kiara, you were terrific.
Thank you, Barb.
Yay. Chelsea Lopez, yay, Colton, your sister is so proud of you.
Aww.
Gabe, oh, we love you, Gabe. Gabe says, nice bracelet. Mm-hmm. Cool beans.
Yeah. Cool
Bring
beans.
that one back.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the show. Let's get a little in depth here and talk about the show. Colton, can you tell me about your character, Mark?
Yeah, Mark is kind of the narrator of the show. He's the one who's kind of documenting everything, the year that goes by in Rent. He's kind of the one who's capturing all these moments and all of these memories that his chosen family is kind of going through and experiencing. And so you don't know a ton about Mark because he's kind of the one who's like the fly on the wall, who's kind of letting everyone else have like their moments, but he's there to kind of make sure that their stories get told. If that makes sense.
He's kind of the glue in that way.
Yeah, a little bit.
So did you feel pressure, like not only being in charge of telling the story, but telling this beloved story?
Yeah, a little bit pressure.
Yeah. Well, you did it justice, I have to say.
Thank
Absolutely.
you.
I mean, what a perfect person to be in that position. Just so much heart in Mark. And you've had a great season between Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and Boys in the Band. And then now this is your first Adventure Space musical, right?
It is. Yes, absolutely.
How has that been for you?
Oh, so cool. Because I had done Boys in the Band at the Adventure Space, which was a beautiful play and so much fun. But doing a musical at the Adventure Space is something else. It is so so much to think and to coordinate, because you have to figure out, like, where do you put the band, like what entrances do you come out of, and how do you get there from your last scene, and all these things. And so it's definitely way different than doing a play at the
Yeah.
adventure space, but it has been so much fun. It's been so cool.
I'm so glad to hear that. Jason, this show has become iconic. Obviously, we've mentioned that several times before since its debut in 1996. Did you feel at all intimidated or feel any pressure being tasked with directing a show like this?
Yeah, great question. I think people expected certain things with the show for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it is crazy enough. It's a period piece now. And so our generation, I know, our generation that grew up listening to it on our double disc CD that knew every single word,
Yeah.
we're the ones that I keep joking that had I auditioned or have we been able to audition, it would have been called Mortgage instead of Rent.
Sadly.
Sadly, yes.
Yeah.
The crazy thing with it, I think people just had expectations. I didn't want to get it wrong, but I also wanted it to make it our own version of the show. I was lucky that I saw a production in Albuquerque at the Albuquerque. It's the Music Theater Southwest. Right at the holidays, and they did some cool stuff with the show that helped inspire me to go, okay, like I don't have to necessarily do exactly what was written in the script for some of these scenes, and so I think that allowed me to play a little bit. Of course, having this cast, having the set that we have allowed us to have 8 more ensemble members than what's called for.
Oh, wow.
So once we were able to kind of know what our playground was going to look like, not to ruin anything, but we really don't have set pieces coming in and out. You know, we have 2 tables, some chairs that we kind of use for all of the scenes, and we make it work. And I think it speaks to itself how creative we can be with the piece, but also still honor, you know, the traditional aspects. You know, La Vie Boheme is always done at a long table, and Seasons of Love has a cast standing on stage in a straight line. But with ours, we were still able to honor that, but still make it our own in a little bit of a altered way, if you will. So yeah, I mean, the pressure is definitely there, especially when it sells out before anyone sees it, and you're like, oh, okay, oh, people are ready for it. But I will
Yeah.
honestly say, once we had our cast, all those worries went away, because this cast from auditions, I mean, they were absolutely phenomenal. They came in. Of course, we have great new talent, you know, veterans that have been a part of ALT for many years, and they just ran with us. I said, you know, let's do this. They went with it. Once I honestly think once they saw the set coming together, once we got costumes on them, the lighting is brilliant. Noah Lang has done a phenomenal job on the lighting. And I think they saw, and I could be wrong, Kiara and Colton, but I think they saw that we were all pouring into the details, that they thought, oh, okay, this is something that's going to be even more special. You know, expanding the set to do something different that we've never done before. Having an 11 o'clock show is traditional for those special musicals at ALT. And so yeah, I think that the cast has really just been the inspiration for the show, and also kind of settled my nerves. I mean, you know, you saw the show. I mean, once it starts, it's like I got nothing to worry about. These amazing volunteers are just kicking ass, and I'm so excited for more people to see it this weekend.
Yeah, and talk to me a little bit about, we were talking a little bit before the broadcast about the new talent that we've got in this show. How do you know off the top of your head how many? 12?
Half the cast is brand new to ALT performing wise. It's so awesome to think about. And I mean, we have, for example, Coda and Daniel Thompson. They were our production team members on Boys in the Band. They're in this show. Michelle Colbert and her son Ashton grew up watching the movie. Like, they knew the movie. They didn't know anything else about musicals or shows or ALT, but they knew the movie. They're in the show. The Brooklyn and Brendan sibling duo. Oh my gosh, can I get an ounce of their DNA vocals? I mean, come on. I like want to stand in the corner with like Ariel's or with Ursula's seashell and just like steal their voices after the show's done. And they've done shows other places and stuff like that, but they're sharing their talent now with us. So it's fun. It's so fun to get this new talent, to get new people involved and a part of our family. And hopefully they've had a great experience and want to come back and continue to share their amazing talent. It's exciting. It's really exciting. Even today, there's new faces, new names on the Sense and Sensibility cast.
Yeah.
That's really exciting as well. So we just keep hoping to expand and keep telling these creative and diverse stories.
Absolutely. We are trying to encourage at every turn. And those of you who are in shows or hear about people maybe potentially wanting to audition or talking about ALT, talking it up and getting the word out there about auditions is so helpful, because the more people we have, especially diverse people showing up for auditions, the more exciting auditions are when there's competition and there's, lots of different ways that a director could go with a show where, you see people at callbacks that you didn't expect to show up, or people you never knew before. And you're going, oh my gosh, I'm sure as a director, it's like, oh, well, I didn't think about that route before because I
Oh yeah,
didn't.
you go into the auditions just praying that the right people audition,
Right.
and then you have options. That's a godsend, and it's
Yeah.
hard because you're like, oh my gosh, now I have options. Now I have to make a decision, and so that can be terrifying, of course.
Mhm.
But it's always best to have options, because then
Totally.
you can see what's best for the show, and
Mhm.
that's what a true good director does. So yeah.
Yeah, I felt like beautiful Carrie Huckabay's gorgeous, stunning hair was like blown back when like 43 people walked through the door the
Yeah.
first night of audition. She's like, "Oh my gosh, look at and
Yeah.
that's what she kept saying again and again. I have so many options. I have so many options just from tonight." And that was the first night of auditions. So it's so exciting. I'm curious to ask y'all, Colton and Kiara, if you encountered any, let's start with you, Kiara, if you encountered any challenges um, during the rehearsal process. Obviously, Kiara, talk to us a little bit about Angel, and then if you encountered who your character is, and if you encountered any challenges during the rehearsal process.
So Angel is like the joy, the light of the show, I guess.
I would say the heart of the
Yeah.
show.
I was gonna say it, but like a lot of people, I feel like, are the heart in the show as well.
No, true.
But yes,
True. But and not to jump on you, but if you think about it, Angel has no conflict. There's no, like, everyone
except for with a dog.
A dog we never see because
She's
True,
not
yeah. But I mean, with all the other characters, there's some sort of conflict with somebody else, and Angel's just there to shine light and positivity and love. And I just think that's such a special character.
Like, one of my favorite parts is the New Year scene where SH something else is hitting the fan, and she's trying to kind of keep the party mentality together and kind of get everyone to like, hey, let all that go. Like, she's the one that tries to keep the empathy intact throughout the whole show, whereas some people get so wrapped up in their own little bits here and there. So yeah, Angel, I identify with Angel a lot with the whole joy, trying to keep everything light. Love and light is like my philosophy in life. So trying to lead with the love and the light, I feel like I have a lot in common with Angel as a character with that. I would say probably the main challenge of the show was probably having Jason as the director.
I think we would all agree with that.
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
He's
really problematic.
The
problematic
smoking,
person.
The smoking is terrible. Those invisible cigarettes. No, I would say probably a lot of the main challenges are, I think, getting a hold of the subject matter and having the true reverence and respect for it. Because, you're having fun throughout the whole process. It's a fun process doing a musical, as you know.
Yeah.
Getting the show together and putting all that together, and we laugh here, we laugh there. But one of the pivotal moments was whenever Jason showed us a collection of footage from the 90s and from the AIDS crisis, that we all just stood there, and it was a powerful moment. We had a couple of powerful moments during rehearsals, but that was one of those. I feel like everything really fell into place right then and there, because it's like, yes, there's always that artificial quality of doing a show where it just feels like you're just putting on this like make-believe thing, but we're telling true stories with people's true happenings, whether it may not be that actual character's true thing that happened, but so many people went through what each of these characters have been through and still go through some of those things nowadays. So I would say that's the biggest challenge, is doing the book justice and doing Jonathan Larson justice. I think singing, music-wise, talent-wise, we had everything, but actually having that respect and reverence for the text and the music was maybe my biggest challenge, at least.
Yeah.
Colton?
Yeah, I think us having the opportunity to do this for the first time at our theater, it's big. It's pressure. It's pressure that because you want to get it right, you want to tell the story and do it justice, like Kiara said. I think definitely like because I watched the movie and I was like, oh, I love this movie, and I obviously knew it was a musical on Broadway, but then to realize like, oh, my character is singing 22 songs, not 5. I was like, oh, okay.
Right.
So obviously there's a lot to learn, and like the choreography, the music, the blocking, but then also like making sure you're really like doing your character justice and you're understanding their motivations, you're understanding the situations that they're in. But no, I think every show has that challenge. It's just this one feels so real, because like obviously a few decades ago, if that could have been me, that could have been my best friends. Those situations that people were going through are very real, and it's important to tie that back. Like the story is a beautiful, fun, uplifting story, but like you want to make sure that it's tied back and it has the roots and like what it's meant to portray as these people going through this really hard crisis, that people were scared, people were confused, people didn't know what was going to happen, and it's them coming together and loving each other through it. So yeah.
And also I think it's something to be said too, like it's a lot of musicals, we still have good dialogue bits to tell the story and to emote, but as singers, having to realize we can't just sing a song pretty. We're singing mainly through the entire show as a way to tell the story, so you have to vary up your singing, whereas maybe on this one part you would want to belt, it doesn't call for that in that moment. It calls for a lighter singing or something like that, which Jen, of course, we love her, God sent. She helped really kind of get a hold of that in our week and a half, 2 weeks of music rehearsal. It's crazy. But yeah,
incredible. Amazing. Let's go to a couple comments before I have a couple more questions to ask Malia. Malia had the CDs yet, Jason. Oh, Wendy, your mama too, Colton Hernada. Your fan club's here, my friend.
Your mama, Colton.
Your mom. Not mom, not mother. It's mama.
Your mama.
I love it. Jason, I would love it if you would, because we didn't do this earlier, if you would, for anyone watching who doesn't know the story of Rent, if you could give just kind of a brief synopsis. And then right after that, I would love to know if Rent sat differently with you once you got into directing it versus being a fan of the show before.
Yeah, great question. So for those who may not know, Rent follows the opera La Boheme, some of the similar characters, and basically there are 8 main characters that have some sort of tie into each other. We've in fact put a graphic in the playbill to help audiences know who connects with who. Mark and Roger, of course, are roommates. They are kind of, if you will, squatters, as you would probably call them nowadays, in the New York City kind of apartment warehouse. They had a past roommate named Benny. Benny is now married to a wealthy family, or a girl, lady, Muffy, if you will. And he is basically tearing down and going to build something new. And they are like, nope, he's like, your rent's due, but I'll let you stay here for free if you want. You just got to help tear down this protest of another character named Maureen. Maureen and Joanne are another couple. Maureen is very big on protests and activism and fighting for what she believes is right. She has a protest that she has scheduled for Christmas Eve, and she is bound and determined to make sure people are aware of what's going on, what Benny is doing. And it kind of just follows all of their lives. Tom Collins is a college friend of Mark and Roger and Benny as well. And he kind of gets beat up on the street, and an angel comes to save him. And their relationship then kind of gets intertwined amongst everyone else as well. Mimi, she lives in the apartment as well. She sadly is a drug addict and comes downstairs for a flame. The power goes out. She needs a light for her candle. Everyone kind of thinks maybe it's because of to seduce Roger, but really she's about to do some more drugs, and she needs a light for her candle to do drugs. While she's down there, she's like, oh, this guy's kind of cute. Maybe I can get more than I bargained with. So it's kind of their battle as well. Handful of the characters are HIV positive. So that's also a through storyline as well, and just how they deal with it all. And the cool thing about this show is yes, it's a rock opera, really. It's a rock musical. But the way that Jonathan Larson wrote it, I'm such a nerd because one of my favorite lines is sung by vendor number 2 in our show that's played by Hunter. But the line is, Collins and Angel are looking at coats to buy, and the vendor has coats that she's offering to sell. And she says, how about a fur in perfect shape owned by an MBA from Uptown? This is my favorite part. I got a tweed broken in by a broker who went broke.
Greedy broker.
A what?
I got a tweed
broken in by a greedy broker who went broke and then broke down. It's like, how many times can we use the word broke in that sentence to describe? I love it so much. So yeah, so I was a huge fan growing up. Definitely listened to it. We used to divide all the parts amongst our friends and be like, okay, we're all going to sing the whole show. You're going to play these parts, this part, this part. So going in as a fan, I think Kiara and Colton, you might remember there was a rehearsal where I was like, the audience is going to know every single word. Like, we're going to be really strict with these words because we know the words. Like, we've had this memorized for 22 years, or even more so. I saw the show 22 years ago. And so going in as a director, I think, again, there's just that pressure to get it right. But also to make it my own, you know what I mean? To make it our own version of it. I knew right away with the Will I song that I wanted to do something different. That's where we have a projection of slides kind of coming through, and really just tell the story as best as we could. And in the adventure space, I was lucky enough in December, I saw a production of Here Lies Love in New York City, and it was a very immersive experience. It was one of the most theatrical experiences I've ever had. I loved it so much. And when I left there, I thought, man, I really wish I could make our shows at the adventure space more immersive. And so that kind of was the brainchild of how we did the set for Rent. I mean, it's immersive. Yes, it could be more immersive if my full dream had come true, but I'm really happy with what we've come up with. Not to give anything away, but Mimi's entrance, that was always the biggest way that I was like, okay, I want to do something different with her entrance. What can we do? And let's see if this works. Luckily, we talked to George Cumming, who's an amazing volunteer for ALT and knows all the engineering aspects and what's practical and what's not. And he kind of gave us the A-OK that we could do it. And then our tech team did it, and we painted it, and now we're doing it. So yeah, it's something really exciting. Again, I think our audiences are like, this is something different. And then now they're like, we didn't know we could do this. So now let's keep doing things like this. And so that's exciting as well for people now to be able to dream a little bit bigger.
Totally. Very cool. Chris Lopez says, so proud of you, Colton. And Brett actually says, I'm so excited to see this tomorrow.
Yay, Brett. We love you, Brett.
Yay. So exciting. Okay. So Rent tells the story of like bonds that are made between a group of very different people who are kind of struggling with similar things. So how has this cast bonded during the rehearsal process? Has it been similar to how the actual characters bond in the show?
Yes, we're all dating now. No.
Yeah.
I think, I mean, as y'all know, doing shows, one of the one of the magical aspects of theater is a group of people. Some may know each other from another experience. Some may know each other just from life, with it being community theater. A lot of us were complete strangers because we have so many new people in this cast. Mm-hmm. So the fact that so many of us can come together and create such a beautiful piece, you can't help but bond with people. I mean, we're all going through the same struggles. It's like, it's like, you know, you and Jason have certain bonds that will never break from y'all's
Right.
past because y'all have been through things together.
Right.
Colton and I, years back, way back in boy days, were in boys choir together. So we can identify with things.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
That's
so cool.
awesome.
So just different things like that. It's like we have all those bonds, and now we'll all be able to say that this is the show that brought us together. One thing that Alan used to say is, you know, we'll never have this group of people do this kind of thing again. One person may never come back and do another show. They may move out of town, things like that, but we will always have this experience that bonds us together. I think a lot of us were already kind of close, especially like among the 8 principals, but even like little relationships have teared off with me and some ensemble members, Colton and some ensemble members. It's like we all have our own little experiences, which has been nice. With us having as little time as we do off stage, it's nice to have those little moments that that we can look at each other and just smile. Like Seasons of Love. Love that Jason included the entire ensemble in that number, because some of us are in a different area, some of us are in another area of the stage, but there are moments where we just look and catch eyes with somebody and we get to smile at them while we're singing this beautiful song about love. It's just beautiful. It's beautiful. I love the bonds. After the show, I'm never going to talk to them again. Right now, I love everybody.
Who are you?
The next 4 days.
Yeah. 4 more days, guys. 4 more days to bond with Kiara, and then it's over. Brett says, love you too. And Luann Lane says, that's what it's all about. Awesome. Awesome. Oh, and Sarah Hill says, see y'all Saturday. Can't wait for this one. So exciting. I'll see you on Saturday too, Sarah. I'm so glad you're coming. Colton, what about you? Do you feel the same way as Kiara about the bonds?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we were talking before the broadcast that I'm technically one of the elders in the group as far as how old the cast is. So I've definitely kind of felt a little bit like the dad of the group at times. Just because they're such incredible kids, you know, of like a lot of younger
Jordan was born when I saw Rent.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Was that 2001?
I saw it in 2002, summer of 2002.
Okay, I saw it in 2001.
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
Trey is 18 or 19. And it's like, 19. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. I think I was barely like finishing like high school, like and like barely able to do anything when I was at 19 years old.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Franklin says, I'm so happy I'm not the oldest.
But so it's been really fun to like be kind of like the older one in the group. So, like kind of like not taking people under my wing necessarily, but like just loving on them and like making sure they feel comfortable and that they feel like they're wanted and that they're respected and that that this is a place that they can be safe, because that's what ALT has felt like for me. That it's been a second family, it's been a second home, and it's been so important to me that others feel that way too. And so you can't help but bond with people whenever you try to create that kind of environment. And so it's so much fun. Like you guys get to see all the fun that we do on stage, but backstage we're having all sorts of inside jokes and ridiculousness that we're doing behind stage and just being total goofballs. But no, it's impossible, I think, not to have bonds as you spend months working on a project like this.
For sure. Love that. So this is really my last question before we go, but the theme of the show really is forget, regret, or life is yours to miss, and no day but today. So how has that message changed you as you've tackled this show, or has it? Has it changed you? And if so, how? Let's start with Jason.
I mean, I told the cast this a couple, I guess, rehearsals before we started. There was no guarantee that we were doing Rent. I mean, we've learned in the past couple of years with pandemics and with injuries and with illnesses and so many things. So there were moments where I was like, today we get to do Rent. I can't promise you tomorrow. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. So let's make sure tonight we give it our all and do the best that we absolutely can do tonight. And let's build on that. So I think for me, on a business side, I mean, gosh, just recently Jenny Morgan with her injury and Play That Goes Wrong, and we had to push back. A year ago with If Then, we had to cancel a weekend and only did 5 shows for that run. So I think for me, it's just I get excited every day that I wake up and I think, yay, we get to do a show today and get to tell this story and bring 170 people into the audience, and they hopefully get to leave a better person from when they walked in. That I think is what I love so much about this show, is that we're challenging people of what they think. We're encouraging people. We're showing that everybody is equal. Everyone is one, and that there's resources in the Texas Panhandle with partnerships like with Paso and bringing the AIDS quilt on display. One of our cast members, which I'm really, really excited about, messaged all of us on the Facebook group. We have a Facebook group for the show about just how I didn't know about this until they posted about it, but how upset they were, of course, with the sad news out of Oklahoma of the trans student that got beat up in the bathroom and sadly passed away after that. And was saying that they wanted to dedicate their show, and so a lot of us were like, "Yep, we want to dedicate our performance that night in memory of that person." And to think, I mean, it's still going on. It's not like we're doing a period piece where it's like, well, that happened a long time ago, now it's all better. No, I mean, it's still in the news right now, and it makes me mad. It makes me emotional. It makes me want to do more. And so I think that's hopefully what people are getting out of what we're doing, and inspiring some people to think differently and to maybe do something extra to make somebody feel more welcome in this world.
For sure. Kiara, what about you?
I myself, about 5 months ago or so, was having probably the lowest point of my life. So coming from that dark time to where I didn't want to be on this earth anymore, to now coming into this show, the subject matter, everything great and amazing that's happened since those 5 months. It's just, it's given me a new lease, a new rent on life.
Yeah.
And just looking at relationships differently, cherishing things more. My second family, being back at ALT after a little stint away, it's been amazing. No day but today. Loving every minute of it, living every minute of it, and that, I guess.
We're so glad that you're here. So glad that you're here
and
a part of this experience.
Thank you. And I will also second that as far as things still going on nowadays. As a trans woman in the Texas Panhandle, it's not a blast every single day. My job for Frito-Lay, I work in several different stores, supermarkets and things like that. So the amount of people I come across, it's like half of them are stares, negative stares, half of them are stares in a positive way because I may be something that they haven't seen a whole lot in their life. So I try with each day to just kind of, like I said, lead with love and light. There's power in being one of the only trans people that's just like out and about and living proud, in the sense that I can give people something positive to look at and to get to know. So just trying to lead with love and positivity throughout everything.
Love that, Kiara. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts on that with us and being so open and vulnerable. It's really moving. Colton, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, like Jason and Kiara both said, nothing is ever guaranteed, and I think that's what everyone was feeling, these characters, what they were dealing with in this crisis, and with what they're experiencing throughout the show. And you can't help but implement that some in your day-to-day life of that. I have no idea what tomorrow's going to bring. I don't know if I could get a diagnosis of something crazy and not be here in a month. Like, who knows? So all we have is the moments that we are currently in the days that we currently have. And so you just got to be grateful for what you have and take every bit of it as a blessing that it is. and know that people are growing, that people, whenever you're willing to put yourself out there, like Roger at the beginning of the show, he's closed off. He doesn't want to leave the apartment. He's kind of cut off from the world, but he's willing to put himself back out there and make connections and friendships and make new memories and relationships. And I'm realizing through this show that, like, even when things are hard or things may seem bleak or dark, especially with what's going on in the world today, there are still also beautiful moments of people who are growing, who are open-minded, who are loving in ways that we didn't expect. Jason, I don't want to say anything if it's not public knowledge, but we had a couple come to one of our performances last weekend who were a couple who had from Australia, who had their child here through a surrogate in Amarillo. And just their story of coming to Amarillo, coming to Texas, a gay male couple who are having a child here, I'd be like, oh, why would you choose Texas? That's just not the first place you would think to want to have a child or to have that kind of experience. I'd be very nervous if I was in their shoes. But hearing how people in our town have loved on them so deeply and been so welcoming and so kind to them gives me hope, and actually gives me a little bit of pride to know that this is where I'm coming from, that I'm from Amarillo, and that my town stepped up and is willing to love in ways that in the past I was afraid we may never see. And so it's beautiful to know that, yes, we only have this day, but every day gets a little bit better whenever we put our best foot forward.
And I think we all keep mentioning a lot too, like no day but today, as far as we might not get a future. But I think it also, there's meaning in it, and power. And I'm not a perfect person. Weeks ago, I probably did or said something that I wish I could take back. But it's, again, kind of a no day but today. I'm not defined by what I did yesterday. I'm not defined by what I did 2 days ago or what I said 5 months ago, 3 years ago. Everyone can grow, piggybacking off of what Colton said. So yeah, to know that you're not defined by your past.
Right.
It's just today, we're in the moment, live in the moment. And also say I love you now, because you don't know if that might be the last time that you get to tell someone that you love them. So yeah.
So true. I want to say more about that in just a second. I want to get to a couple of comments. Caitlin Down says, you've been really good at that, Colton, referring to taking people under your wing and making people feel welcome. That's such wonderful news to hear. Thank you for your comment, Caitlin. And Kaylin Phillips says, heart. Heart. You know, it's so nice to know that our beloved theater is getting the opportunity and the privilege to do a show like this, and that our volunteers stepped up to the plate and showed up to auditions, and our other volunteers have showed up to help backstage, be on the production team, help do things behind the scenes to get this show going. Our beautiful orchestra, our amazing music director, Jennifer Akins, choreographer, Christine Burnett, people just stepping up to the plate to make this show what it has turned out to be, on stage, off stage. And it's so nice that, you know, this show teaches such incredible, obviously, as we've learned from this broadcast today, incredible life lessons, you know, that you can have this amazing experience as an actor, but the lessons that you're learning from the characters in the show, the characters that you're portraying, are changing your life and teaching you different ways to grow and live and soak the most you can out of life. And just as an audience member, y'all, the talent, it's oozing out of every inch of that stage, from the orchestra to the cast, to the people helping backstage to make it what it is. It's so smooth and tight and well rehearsed. You can tell how much work has been put into this show, but it doesn't look like work on stage. On stage, it looks so easy. It looks so easy. You don't see people working hard. For people who know, you just know that that's what had to happen to make it look like that.
And really quick too, this ensemble, wow, it has been so amazing. There are moments in a lot of musicals where they may turn on some principal mics here and there when we're backstage so that we can help out with the singing. Literally not a once whenever I'm off stage am I having to sing to help out this ensemble at all, because every single person in that ensemble, the vocals, the pipes on them, like incredible. And yeah, it's just been amazing. And I also want to give a special shout out to Chip Chandler, who has
Yes.
done tons of research throughout this rehearsal process, research that some of us probably should have just been doing on our own. But
It's nice to have a dramaturg.
yeah, but you tend to like look over or oversee some of that stuff when you get caught up in the rehearsal process. So shout out to Chip Chandler.
Oh, love that.
Absolutely.
Thank you for that, Kiara. And our friend Tia Hunt says, I was blown away by both of your performances, Colton and Kiara. So awesome. Thanks for watching Thursdays at 3, Tia. We love you to pieces. That is all I have for today. So I'm going to wish you guys break a leg this weekend. I will see you again on Saturday night. I'm so excited to see the show again. I just want to congratulate you on the amazing work that all of you have done. And to the cast, any of you who are watching, the production team, we're so grateful for all the work that you've put into the show. It is so stunning. Luann Lane once again says, break legs to all. Thank you, Luann, for your comment. So excited for you guys to close out this show. I know you're going to do it with a bang. It's going to be phenomenal. We've got another sold out weekend of shows, which is so exciting. I'm just so proud of you.
Thank you so much.
I love you guys. If you don't have tickets to see the show, again, I want to remind people, call our box office at 355-9991 or go to our website. You can purchase tickets for Saturday's performance and help us out with our 90s fundraiser. That's going to be $96 a couple. Get those slap bracelets. Come join us. It's going to be a rockin' good time. It's $96 a couple, $48 per an individual, and then of course the ticket on top of that. But it is a fundraiser to help our theater do even more fabulous productions like this one. So we would love to have you do that by noon tomorrow. That will be your last chance to get tickets for Saturday night show. If you can't come to Saturday night show, you might be able to get in, but it is a real crapshoot because it is, the wait lists are long.
But I would just say, if anyone's wanting to come see the show, literally come 30 minutes before the show time. Come get on the standby list with Lissa at the box office at the Adventure Space, 2751 Civic Circle. Get on that standby list. We've had really good success so far getting people in off that standby list. Also, if you have tickets to the show, let's say you have 6 tickets and a couple's not coming anymore, call the box office. We have people on that wait list. Turn those extra tickets back in or turn them in at the door so we can use them at the standby list, because we want to get as many people in. We've been lucky to get some people in every night, so we want to continue to do that if we can.
Yes, it really helps our box office to know ahead of time if people are going to be turning in their tickets, rather than, I don't know if these people are showing up or not. Maybe they show up at 8:05. What are we going to, let's just, if you know you can't make it, just let us know. It is so helpful to do that because we have a long wait list and people coming on standby. So thank you, Jason, for that. And Wendy Harada says, looking forward to seeing y'all Sunday.
Your mama.
Thanks, Mama.
Thanks for watching, Wendy. You guys, thank you so much for taking all of this time to chat with me today. I'm so grateful that you took the time because I know how busy all 3 of you are. So thank you for joining me. I love you all, and break all the legs this weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good weekend. Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching.